It started with losing my apartment and losing my job. Actually, I guess losing my job first and then losing my apartment. And it was hard because, you know, having a background of faith, I was very confused. I always relied on God has a plan, and I know He's gonna save me any minute now. This is gonna happen.
When I come to Peter's Porch on a Saturday, I'm always sort of alert to and aware of people's vulnerability, and that there are people who come who are struggling, who are some perhaps suffering, and I'm sort of tuned into vulnerability and suffering and what it's doing to people. I think that Jesus teaches us that we're called to love and serve the people who are vulnerable, right? And I didn't experience her in that way actually at first. In fact, I think the opposite. I experienced from her sort of strength, and so it was a little bit surprising to me that Charisma and her family were there, but because of that, it sort of compelled me to sort of ask, like, so what brings you? What are you doing here?
I am a single mother of 2 children, and I was in a relationship, and it was just hard to feed us all on one income. And I met Pastor Matt, and the whole time that we were talking, I kept thinking, any minute now, I'm going to get the spiel about coming to the church and, what do you believe? And it never happened. And it was the first time I felt comfortable having a discussion about faith without pressure, without feeling like I had to be a certain way or act a certain way or think a certain way.
It's been a powerful witness for me to see her story unfold, and to be part of it in any way as a participant in that story of what God has been doing in her life, to really kind of to deepen her relationship with God by creating a situation where she endured hardship, which built built even more the empathy that she's talked about here, that has always existed. It sort of deepened her sense of empathy, and then kind of strengthened her sense of calling to proclaim good news, to live in hope, and to really kind of help and serve others who are really struggling in a way that she herself has struggled.
When we went to the Capitol, I was crazy nervous. But I also was, I had something to say, and I was on a mission, because it wasn't like I was just talking about someone else's situation and this person needs help. That is what I was doing, but I also had enough experience that I could say with confidence that this is what it's like. It's not as easy as it might seem to other people, and the people that you're asking for help from are the ones who aren't facing that problem. So you're asking for money to prevent homelessness, but they don't know what that's like.
It's different when it comes from somebody who can say, for 3 months I didn't have a house. I've struggled to afford food for my family sometimes. And yet, with the right support, with empowerment and her own strength, she is able to thrive and to have a really whole life, a healthy life, and then to be able to give that away to other people, and to not only empathize with other people, but then to go and to advocate for them and say, this has to change.
It can be frustrating because it seems like it gets more complicated than it needs to be. And because there are so many different people and organizations involved. But really, if we're looking at it from a faith point of view, if Jesus was here and he was in that situation, and if you were asking him, what would he say, yes or no? Would he do something about it? And the answer is yes. So for me, I feel like it should be easy to say, yes, we'll help this person or this organization who's trying to help these people from getting into a worse situation because they have children and they have families who are counting on them, depending on them to get to school, to wear, to have clothes to wear, to not be cold at night, and to feel safe.